Good evening. On this historic night, we step into the spotlight, not just as your news anchors, but as storytellers of a new era. This moment is more than just the start of a bulletin. It is the birth of a voice, your voice.
A voice that will echo through the headlines, uncover hidden truths, celebrate untold triumphs, and confront the issues that shape our world. Tonight, we don't just report the news, we begin a legacy of fearless journalism rooted in integrity, balance, and purpose.
This bulletin marks a promise to speak for the voiceless, to challenge power with truth, and to shine a light in places long kept in the dark. We will be bold, we will be brave, and above all, we will be real.
In a world filled with noise, we choose clarity. In a time clouded by doubt, we choose truth. And in a generation seeking change, we choose to lead.
So tonight, with pride in our hearts and responsibility on our shoulders, we welcome you to the very first edition of this bulletin.
This is the beginning of something greater, a journey of voices, vision, and veracity. My name is Ayeta Naomi Akinyi.
And I am Munene John.
Welcome to the Prime Edition.
And on today's edition on the Daily Nation, we have the story that is making headlines. That is goons caused chaos at the launch of a party by former DP Rigathi Gachagua. The violence, yet another ominous sign to growing political intolerance in the country ahead of the 2027 polls. So yesterday's ugly scene were in a sharp contrast to the calm accorded to the then rebel DP in 2021 when he first publicly introduced in the UDA party. That is the front page of the Daily Nation.
And on the Standard, the story making headlines is conflicting statements from members of the National Security Council at formal sittings, including parliament and media interviews, have left the country wondering whether the apparel mix-up emanates from a case of poor messaging and inability to point communications towards a certain end, or it is indeed a reflection of weak coordination among top security organs. That is the Standard. Here are the stories making headlines. Staff at the Ministry of Health clash with CS over unpaid gratuities.
The government's battle against illicit brew.
State of Haiti multinational security support.
And ascension of the PWD Bill of 2025.
We begin tonight at the Ministry of Health, where Health CS Aden Duale and Universal Health Coverage staff have clashed over the payment of gratuities. The Cabinet Secretary insists that the gratuity for all UHC staff will be processed upon contract expiring.
Speaking while addressing demonstrators who were gathered outside the Ministry of Health yesterday, Mr. Duale said the decision is part of an agreement reached during a meeting between the Ministry of Health, the Council of Governors, UHC workers, representatives, and healthcare worker unions.
Now let's shift gears. The government is losing billions of shillings in uncollected revenue as it loses ground in the battle against illicit alcohol, a new report has revealed.
According to the findings, illegal alcohol now accounts for 60% of all alcoholic beverages consumed in the country, a staggering increase of 27% since 2022.
The study was commissioned by the Alcoholic Beverages Association of Kenya, ABAK, in conjunction with Euromonitor International. This study was aimed at painting a grim picture of a runaway underground economy powered by homemade brews, tax evasions, smuggling, and counterfeiting, resulting to an annual fiscal loss of 120 billion shillings.
Now, on to matter security, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Foreign Affairs CS Musalia Mudavadi has revealed that the Haiti multinational security support mission led by Kenya has been operating without the necessary equipment and support.
While meeting the Dominican Republic Foreign Affairs Minister Roberto Alvarez in Santo Domingo on Tuesday, the two said that the mission will achieve greater success if the officers are furnished with better equipment and logistical support.
The two leaders called on the international community to fulfill their pledged contributions and even increase them to enable the mission to operate at its full capacity.
The tasks also led to the signing of a memorandum of understanding on medical evacuation, repatriating of the wounded and deceased persons, and access to the Dominican territory for Kenyan members of the multinational security support mission in Haiti.
PCS Mudavadi said that the agreement will ensure the safety and well-being of Kenya's personnel in the war-torn Caribbean nation.
The Persons with Disabilities Bill 2025, sponsored by nominated Senator Crystal Asige, was assented to law by President William Ruto on May 8, 2025.
This bill is set to offer people with disabilities tax exemptions and reliefs that will significantly improve their quality of life and enhance their access to services.
The PWDS bill has introduced tax reliefs for employees with disabilities and also tax exemptions for materials and equipment imported for use by persons with disabilities.
Well, likewise, all goods, items, materials, or tools donated to institutions and organizations of or for persons with disabilities shall be exempt from import duties and value-added tax under the laws.
On other news, the Ethics and Anti-Corruptions Commission, EACC, has arrested a senior official at the Nairobi City Water and Sewerage Company, NAWASCO, over allegations of academic forgery to enable him to fraudulently earn millions in salary payment.
The suspect, Edwin Amagola Munyeti, earned 9 million in salaries between March of 2010 and December of 2023.
In a statement made by EACC on Tuesday, May 13th, Edwin had allegedly forged his KCSE certificate to secure employment.
And the suspect was processed at the EACC headquarters at Integrity Center and is scheduled to appear in court for plea taking. That's quite a story.
I know. On to some sad news. A family in Kangemi is mourning the tragic death of their son Wilberforce Kisia, a dancer who was allegedly beaten to death by security guards at a VIP rooftop club in Nairobi.
Kisia's body was found hours later in a room with severe head injuries, and a post-mortem report by government pathologist Johansen Odor revealed that Kisia succumbed to severe head trauma caused by a blunt object and prolonged assault.
2 security guards have since been arrested and are being held as suspects in the murder and will be arraigned in court on 21st May 2025.
Hey, that's a sad story, and we hope that justice will be served. That
is all the time we had for you tonight on Prime Edition. I hope you've been adequately informed.
Well, let's keep the conversation going on our socials at Munene_JM on all socials.
And at official Ayami. Have a good evening.
Thank you.